Hello everyone, I am Yashdeep Thorat. Today I am going to talk on a technical topic of the body cavity. So, body cavities are large spaces that hold and protect an organ. They serve several important functions, like they provide space of organs to grow and move, protect them from damage, and keep them in their specific region. So body can work effectively. These cavities are lined with a special membrane that produce fluid, helping the reduce friction through which cannot move freely, breathing and stomach contact during digestions. These cavities also allow organs to organize with these defined areas to facilitate efficient functioning of various organs like respiratory, circulatory, and digestive. The body is divided into dorsal body's cavity and ventral body cavity. The dorsal body cavity is located along the posterior side of the body and is divided into subcavities like cranial cavity, vertebral cavity. So cranial cavity is located within the skull, that is the cranium. It houses of protect the brain. Formerly any external damage, the brain is surrounded by three layers of protective membrane called meninges. The outermost layer is a dural matter, the middle is a archaeology matter, and the inner is a p matter. This layer also contain that skull, the brain, cerebro, spinal fluid, and vertebral cavity. The second cavity of the dorsal, it is located in the vertical column. It contains the spinal cord, which is an extension of the brain and part of the central nervous system. Like the cranial cavity, the spinal cavity is also linked by menin, which protect spinal cord and also contains shell for shock absorption that protect from external damage, and ventral body cavity. These are larger anterior cavity in the body. They are divided into two major sides. Thoracic cavity. This cavity is located and supply to diaphragm and enclosed by ribs and muscles of the chest. It is subdivided into smaller cavities like pleural cavities, which are located into pleural cavities around each lung. Each cavity contains one lungs, and the lungs are surrounded by double layer membrane along with the inner layer. So fecal fluid directly over lungs will the outer layer. Parietal fluid lines inside of chest wall between the layer in pleural chest filled the pleural fluid to reduce the friction cavities. It contains vital structures such heart, esophagus, thymus, thorax, and various blood vessels, and it protects them from the shocks. And other another cavity is pericardial cavity, which is located along the inside in enclose the heart, and it contains the heart, and their membranes are surrounded the heart by a double layer membrane called pericardium. The vessel pericardium is attached to heart surface and septal pericardium. The contain pericardial cavity contain cardiac tissue, which reduce the friction on a heart between two beats, and a second is a added pelvic cavity. The adrenopelvic cavity is located inferior to diaphragm and is subdivided into two regions. First is the abdominal cavity. It is located in the upper part of the adrenopelvic cavity. It contains major digestive organs like liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, kidney, small intestine, large intestine, and organ with this abdominal cavity are covered by a membrane called peritoneal. The vesical peritoneal organ will the partial lines inner wall of the abdominal cavity. The pericardial cavity between layers contain the fluid which reduces friction between organs during the process of digestion. And the other is a pelvic cavity, which is located below abdominal cavity, is contain urinary bladder, reproductive organs such ureters in a females, and rectum and some parts of colon in a large intestine. Some of the pelvic organs are covered by the spectators, other like a bladder and reproductive organs are only septal covered and lie outside pericardial lining, and it includes membrane and fluids inside the cavity of the protective membrane. Surrounding the organs serve not only the protect the organ but also the secrete fluids that reduce friction between organ and surrounding structure along for the smooth movement like heartbeat, breathing and the process of digestion. So some specific flakes which are present in the body cavity are also spinal fluid, which is used for protecting brain and spinal cord. A pleural fluid uh, found in a various pleural cavities that reduces breathing, and pericardial fluid that reduce the friction between the heart beats and peritoneal fluid, which act as a lubricant and also protect and act the digestion. Some disease related to this are the pericardial, that is inflammation of pericardium. These mostly lead to abdominal swelling, massive swelling, inflammation that can affect both cranial and spinal cord. And a brain tumor disease can lead to abnormal breach in a spinal cord and pleural effusion in this acumen of excessive fluid in the pleural cavity, or this can be due to infection. And pericardial infusion normal acumen of a fluid, and the body cavity provided safe, well protect an environment for a critical function, ensuring the organ can perform their role without any interference from the external forces. So thank you.